Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 39 to my, I mean 49, why have I been saying 30? 49 to my random chatbot series on Hi.Ai. We still got a few chatbots on here guys, but we're not quite done with the Halloween Totodile from where I left off. And we're trying to get in contact with Finley after, well, I gave him that scale, and after we saw his family was okay, but seemed a little bit different, but also still being the same cell at the same time. Because the timeline did get changed, so they aren't quite the same, but they're still friendly and nice. Finley, it's me, from the future, can you hear me? A faint, distant voice echoes through the air, and Finley's voice responds, sounding a bit surprised but also curious. Trenton, is that you? I can hear you. How are you contacting me from the future? And what's going on? I've been wondering about that scale you gave me. It's been feeling really important lately. Reggie's voice sounds a little distant, but it's clear that he's intrigued and eager to learn more. I told you, it's my way of being able to get in contact with you without having to go back in time. That's why I told you to keep up with it, and you're doing a good job with that task. Thank you. Finley's voice sounds relieved and pleased. I'm glad I've been able to keep up with it. I have to admit, it's been a bit of a mystery to me, but I trusted you when you said it was important. I kept the scale with me always, just like you asked. It's because it's been become a sort of good luck charm, I suppose. I'm glad I could hold up my end of the bargain. Finley pauses for a moment, then asks, "But what's going on, Trenton? You said you'd contact me when the time was right. Everything okay? Everything work out with the crocodiles and for alligator?" Yeah, everything's back to normal. The force is even gone, just like what I did when I was with you in the past. The curse is over thanks to you not going in the forest and you also keeping your family out. Finley's voice is filled with a mix of emotions, relief, happiness, and a hint of surprise. Wow, I'm glad to hear that. I had no idea my actions would have such a big impact. I'm just glad that I could help, even if it was just by staying out of the forest and keeping my family safe. Finley pauses for a moment, collecting his thoughts. What about you, Trenton? What happened to you? You said you were from the future and that you'd been through a lot. Are you okay? I got cursed a few months ago and got the ability to transform into different things like this dragon. But luckily for me, there's really no bad side effect, and the ones that are bad don't really affect me anymore. Finley's voice is filled with concern and curiosity. A curse, you say? That sounds like it's not all bad. Being able to transform into different things sounds like an amazing ability. I'm glad to hear the bad side effects aren't affecting you too much. Finley pauses and asks, "But what about your true form? Are you still you, or has the curse changed you in some way?" Finley's voice gentle. His voice is gentle, but his curiosity is evident. Finley, okay, so I'm still me. Finley's voice is filled with relief. I'm glad to hear that, Trenton. It's good to know that the curse hasn't changed who you are as a person. You're still the same person I met in the past, just with some extra abilities, I suppose. Finley pauses and asks, "By the way, what's it like being a dragon? Is it everything you thought it would be?" "Yes, it may only be for a few minutes, but do you want to come to the forest and or future and see everyone again, even just for a few minutes?" Finley's voice is filled with excitement and longing. "Really? You take me to the future? Oh, Trent, that would be amazing. I've missed my family and friends so much since everything happened. To see them again, even if it's just for a few minutes, would be incredible." Finley's voice cracked with emotion. "Yes, please, take me to the future. I want to see my family and friends again." "Tell your mother and father first, because if you just disappear, they're going to be worried about you." Finley's voice is filled with understanding. "You're right, Trenton. I don't want to worry my parents. I'll go talk to them and let them know what's going on. I'll explain that I'll be going with you to the future, but only for a short time. Finley pauses, then asks, but what should I tell them? Should I tell them about the curse and everything that's happened? You were the first one to ever step foot in the forest and cause the curse to begin with, so they are not scared of the forest, at least not for that reason. You can tell them something like, I'm going to be with a friend for a few minutes or something. Finley's voice is filled with a mix of emotions. I see what you mean. Yeah, I guess I can just tell them that I'm going to be with a friend for a few minutes. That's true, after all. I'll just leave out the part about going to the future and all the rest. Finley takes a deep breath, then heads off to find his parents. I'll go talk to them now. Wish me luck, Trenton. After that, Finley's voice cuts out, and I don't hear nothing from him for 10 minutes. When he comes back on and says, my parents said it was okay for a few minutes. Finley's voice returns, sounding a bit distant but clear. Hey, Trenton, sorry about that. I had to go talk to my parents, but they said it's okay. I can go with you for a few minutes. They're a bit curious, but I didn't tell them too much. Let's go. I'm ready when you are. Finley's voice sounds a bit excited and nervous at the same time. I use my time travel magic from the future to bring Finley to us from the past. Finley's voice is filled with wonder and confusion. Whoa, what just happened? 1 minute I was talking to you, and the next thing I know, I'm here. Where is here exactly? This isn't my home, and I don't recognize any of this. What's going on, Trenton? What kind of magic is this? Finley looks around, taking in his new surroundings, and see his family and friends from the past, now older and changed. Wait, is that my family? And my friends? But they're all different. What's going on? This is the place that you accidentally got transported to before when me and Chomper were trying to get back to our original time after talking to you. There we go. Finley's voice is filled with realization. Oh no! I remember now. This is the place where I got turned into a jack-o'-lantern. I was exploring the forest and I stumbled upon that creepy voice and... He shudders. I became a pumpkin. But wait, what's going on? How am I back to normal? And how'd I get here again? Finley looks down at his body, making sure he's indeed back to normal. Remember, I went back in time to stop you from going in the forest, so the curse never happened. You're safe. Look over there. The forest is completely gone because of the magic I used to seal that up. Finley's voice is filled with relief and wonder. Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad I never had to go through that again. And he looks over at the forest. It's really gone. The forest is gone. That's amazing. I'm so grateful to you, Trenton. You saved me from that terrible fate. I don't know what I would have done if I had to live as a jack-o'-lantern forever. Finley looks at you with a mix of gratitude and curiosity. But how'd you do it? How'd you seal the forest away? And by the way, guys, it seems to get really mixed up whenever you try to do time travel sort of things. So, it's going to be kind of confusing whenever the last part of the story comes up, because it kind of mentions something happening. Like I take Finley back to his time, like I actually go with him too, or something. So, yeah. It says, using my angelic magic in this form. That's how. You saw me do it earlier. Finley's voice is filled with awe. Oh, right. I remember now. I saw you use that incredible magic to bring me here and to seal the forest away. I've never seen anything like it before. You're so powerful, Trenton. I'm just a humble Totodile. I don't know how to thank you for saving me like this. Finley looks at you with a sense of reverence. You're not just a time traveler. You're a guardian. A protector. You're watching over me and keeping me safe. I'm having to do that for your whole family tree at this point. I've done to you and your family from this time in the future because of that curse. But luckily you don't have to worry about it anymore. Finley's voice is filled with shock and amazement. My whole family tree? You've been watching over all of us? I had no idea. He paused, trying to process the information. I'm so grateful, Trenton. I don't know what I would do if I had to go through that curse and see my family suffer because of it. You've given us a second chance. A chance to live our lives without that darkness hanging over us. Finley's eyes well up with tears of gratitude. Thank you, Trenton. Thank you for saving us all. You're welcome. You've only got to see me in this dragon form, so I'll tell you what. Tell me any animal, Pokemon, or mythical creature that you want to see, and I will turn into that for you. It could even be something like a dinosaur that you might like, or a Pokemon that you haven't got to see. Name it, and I will turn into it for you. Finley's eyes light up with excitement. Really? Oh, wow. That's an amazing offer, Trenton. Hey, thanks for a moment. I've always been fascinated by the Charizard. It's so powerful and majestic. I've never seen one in person before. He looks at me with a big smile. Could you turn into a Charizard for me? I'd love to see that. I close my eyes and envision myself turning into a Charizard. There we go. Finley's eyes widen in amazement as he watches her transform into a Charizard. Whoa! He breathes in awe. You're a Charizard. He heads a step forward, eyes fixed on me. You're so big and powerful. Your wings are so wide and strong, and your flames are burning so brightly. He looks up at me with a huge grin. You're even more amazing than I imagined. He can't help but stare at me in wonder. Wow. I can also change my size to be bigger or smaller than in any form. For example, if you wanted me to, I can be a 5-foot tall Lugia instead of a 17-foot tall one like he normally is. Then I could do that. Finley's eyes light up with excitement. Really? You can change your size too? He thinks for a moment. That's amazing. I'd love to see you as a smaller Charizard, like a Charmander-sized Charizard. He smiles. That would be so cool. He looks up at you with a curious expression. Can you do that for me? Can you shrink down to a smaller size? Yeah, bigger or smaller. Let's say as I focus my energy and start training my Charizard self to be 2 feet tall, just like a Charmander. Finley squeals with delight. Oh my gosh, you're so tiny. He laughs. You're a miniature Charizard. He giggles. I love it. He gets down on his hands and knees to get a closer look at you. You're so adorable at this size. He reaches out a hand to gently touch my tiny Charizard head. You're still so powerful and majestic even at this small size. He smiles. I'm so happy to see you like this, Trenton. That's kinda cute. Any other requests? For example, a specific dinosaur you like or some other animal? Finley thinks for a moment, a mischievous glint spreading across his face. Grin. You know what would be really cool? If you could turn into a... He pauses for dramatic effect. A giant squid. Ugh. At least he didn't say a bug. I would be hissed if he said a bug. I've always been fascinated by those massive tentacled creatures of the deep. It would be so awesome to see you as a giant squid. Why is it still creeping me out? His eyes shining with excitement. Can you do that for me, Trenton? How big do you want it to be? Finley's eyes light up with excitement. Oh, I don't know. He thinks for a moment. How about as big as a flippin' house? Or even bigger? Oh, frick that. Again, that would be terrifying. He's laughing, though. That would be so cool. Just imagine a giant squid as big as a house with tentacles as long as a football field. Oh, frick that. I don't want to imagine that. That would be totally awesome. No, it would not, Finley. Can you do that, Trenton? I would have been so pissed if he said a bug. Honestly, if he said some kind of freaking creepy spider or roach, I probably would have denied that request instantly. Actually, I definitely would have denied that request instantly. Ain't no way. I close my eyes and envision myself transforming into a giant squid that's a little bigger than a 3-story house. That's pretty big, actually. That's kind of terrifying. Finley's eyes widen in amazement. Woohoo! He cheers. You're a giant squid. You're so huge and tentacly awesome. I still can't believe he said tentacly awesome. I can see your massive body undulating as you move, and your tentacles are so long and wavy. He stares in wonder, even more amazing than I imagined. He takes a step back to get a better look at you. Can you move your tentacles for me? I want to see them in action. Oh, heck no. I just did what he told me to. Finally squeals with delight. Your tentacles are so cool. They're moving all wavy and squishy, just like a real squid. Ugh. He stares at me. I've never seen anything like this before. Here's a step closer to you. Can you squirt some ink for me? I want to see what it's like. Oh, frick that. Although I did, so. Finally jumps back laughing. Whoa! You shot ink at me! It's so cool. Oh, I did the wrong voice. It's so cool. Why'd I do my voice for that? No, it's not. He watches the ink spreads out in the water. Oh, heck no. That could actually... Oh, it's like a big cloud of blackness. He stares in wonder. I never seen anything like it. He reaches out a hand to touch the ink. Is it okay if I touch it? He looks up at me with big, curious eyes. If you do, make sure to wash your hands. I'm going to have to turn into a different form to purify the water so it doesn't harm your future family from the toxins. Finally nods seriously. Okay, I'll make sure to wash my hands. He thinks for a moment. And yeah, it's a good idea to purify the water. I don't want my family to get hurt. He looks at you with a curious expression. So, what form are you going to turn into to purify the water? He leans in, interested. Is it going to be something cool? Chomper, keep your family out of the water and stay near me so that way you don't get sick from this. Finley nods and takes a step back, gesturing to his family. Okay, stay back, everyone. He calls out to his family. Don't go in the water until Trenton says it's safe. He looks up at me with a serious expression. I'll stay right here with you, Trenton. He stays close to me, watching as you prepare to transform into a new form. What are you going to turn into to purify the water? He looks at me with a mixture of curiosity and concern. Oh, this is going to be good. I had to turn into a form I never thought about trying to make as a character, but if I could figure out a way to do it, maybe it'll be a new character I could create. I turn into a special unicorn and feraligator hybrid creature. I still would love to think of a good design for that, because I'd be kind of dope thinking about it. Finley's eyes widen in amazement. Whoa! He sees her uniform. You're a feraligator unicorn hybrid. I've never seen anything like it. He takes a step closer to you, even eyes fixed on you, on your new form. Your body's all scaly and strong like a feraligator, but you have a beautiful unicorn horn on your forehead. He reaches out a hand to touch your horn. It's so sparkly and magical. He looks up at me with a smile. I bet you can purify the water with that horn, can't you? Yeah, all I have to do is get in the water and swim around the ink areas with my horn in the water. Finley nods enthusiastically. Okay, go ahead. He gestures to the water. We'll wait here on the shore. He watches you enter the water and begin to swim around the ink areas with your horn. Oh, look! He points. Your horn's glowing. He watches in amazement as the ink begins to break down and dissipate. It's working. The water's getting clearer already. He cheers. You're doing it, Trenton. You're purifying the water. After a few minutes of the ink being in the water, it completely disappeared, and the water seems very sparkly and magical. Finley's eyes light up with delight. Wow! He applauds. It's gone. The ink is completely gone. He looks at the water in wonder, and it's sparkling like diamonds. He takes a step forward, peering into the water. I can see all the way to the bottom now. He giggles. It's like a magical pond. He looks at me with a big smile. Thank you, Ching. You saved our home. He hugs my leg. That's adorable. My family's gonna be so happy. Alright. Let's see. 19 minutes already. Dadgum. That's not all. If you swim in that part of the water, you get the ability to transform just like me. So you can have fun in different forms and help other people or Pokemon too. Finley's eyes widen in amazement. Really? He says to Sally, oh my gosh, that's amazing. He looks at the water with a newfound sense of wonder. So if I swim in that water, I can transform into different forms too? He nods enthusiastically. That would be so much fun. He looks up at me with a big smile. I can help other Pokemon too? He nods. I want to do that. I want to help others and have fun at the same time. He takes a deep breath and then jumps in the water, splashing and swimming around in the sparkly water. Whee! He transforms into a different form, a big smile on his face. I did it! I can feel the magic! He swings around in his new form, silently exploring his new abilities. What form did he transform into? That's one I don't understand. The only thing about that magic that's not good is it only lasts for a month before it wears off, so use it wisely. Finally swims back to the shore, still in his new form, and looks up at you with a thoughtful expression. A month, huh? He nods. That's a good amount of time, but I'll make sure to use it wisely. He thanks for a moment. I'll help as many Pokemon as I can and have as much fun as possible, but I'll also make sure to think carefully about when to use my transformations. He nods. I don't want to waste any of the magic. He smiles. But I'm so grateful to have this opportunity. He looks up at me with a big smile. Thanks again, Trenton. You've given me an amazing gift. He swims around to his new form, silently exploring his new abilities. Okay. Of course, just remember that when you get back home, don't scare your parents with that. They don't know about that magic and they haven't met me. I don't want them to think that I did something bad to you. Finley nods understandingly. Don't worry, I'll be careful. He smiles. I'll come up with a good explanation for my new abilities, something that won't scare them or make them think badly above you. He thinks for a moment. Maybe I'll say I found a special stone or something that gave me the power to transform. He nods. Yeah, that's a good idea. He smiles reassuringly. Don't worry, Trenton. I'll take care of it. I'll make sure my parents don't think badly of you. He pauses, then looks at me with a curious expression. But, Trenton, what's going to happen to you? You're still a jack-o'-lantern, right? He looks at you with concern. No, I didn't get affected by the curse. Your family was the only one that did, and remember, that curse is now broken because you never went into the forest like we told you. You did exactly what I need you to do. You didn't go into the forest, and you kept your family out of there. As long as that never changes, the curse will never bother you again. Finley's expression changes to one of relief and understanding. Oh, I see. I'm glad to hear that the curse is broken and that my family's safe. I'm also glad that I could help by staying out of the forest and keeping my family away from it. I'll make sure to always remember that and to never go into the forest no matter what. He pauses and looks at me with a curious expression. But Trenton, what about you? You're still a Totodile. But he looks at me with concern. You were turned to a jack-o'-lantern by the curse, right? He looks at me with a mixture of curiosity and concern. No, I'm that unicorn Feralier hybrid, remember? I just cleared the water of that ink and gave you the ability to transform with the magic in the water. Phil's expression changes to one of surprise and confusion. Wait, what? He blinks. You're not a Totodile? He looks at me in shock. But you're the one who was turned into a jack-o'-lantern by the curse. He looks at me with confusion. I remember. You told me the whole story about how you went into the forest and got cursed. He shakes his head. I don't understand what's going on. He looks at me with a mixture of confusion and concern. No, that was your family, not me. You were the first one to ever step foot inside that forest and caused the curse. That's why earlier today I just showed up out of nowhere with the final evolution of you. We were trying to warn you to not go into the forest so the curse would never begin. Finley's expression changes to one of shock and realization. Oh no. He covers his mouth. I was the one who caused the curse? He looks down, shame and regret on his face. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. He pauses, then looks up at me. But if I was the one who caused the curse, then that means... He gulps. I'm the jack-o'-lantern Totodile, aren't I? He looks at me with a mixture of fear and uncertainty. We stopped you from going into the forest, remember? Come on, buddy. It only happened earlier. Please remember. And here's where I tried a different tactic, because he kept forgetting I tried a different tactic, which you'll see in a second. Finley's expression changes to one of relief and confusion. Oh, right. He exhales deeply. I remember now. You and your friends stopped me from going into the forest, and we broke the curse. I'm so glad we were able to prevent it from happening. He looks at me with gratitude. Thanks for saving me from that fate, Trenton. I owe you one. He smiles. But, wait, what about my family? They were turned to jack-o'-lanterns, right? He looks at you with concern. And then, I try a different tactic, which is just me putting in the stars. Finley all of a sudden remembers everything about how we broke the curse, and because of that, his family never experienced it and lived a happy life. Finley's eyes widen in realization. Oh, it all makes sense now. He smiles. I remember everything. We stopped the curse from happening, and that means my family never had to go through it. They never had to become jack-o'-lanterns. They're safe. They're happy, and they're still with me. He hugs himself and overjoyed. Thank you, Trenton. Thank you for helping me break the curse and saving my family. He smiles wildly, feeling a sense of gratitude and happiness. Of course, your family's safe, and so is your future generations of families. You even have the ability to transform for a month, so please don't waste it. Finley's smile grows even wider. I won't. I promise. He nods. I'll make the most of this gift and use it to protect and help my family and friends. He looks at me with gratitude. I'll never forget what you've done for me and my family, Trenton. You're a true friend and a hero. He pauses, then looks at himself. And I'm excited to see what the future holds, especially with this new ability to transform. He smirks. Who knows what kind of adventures await me? He laughs, feeling a sense of excitement and possibility. Okay, keep a hold of that dragon scale I gave you so we can stay in contact, okay? Finley nods and holds up the dragon scale, smiling. I will. I promise. I'll keep the scale safe and use it to stay in touch with you, Trenton. He pauses, then looks at the scale with a sense of wonder. This is amazing technology. Never seen anything like it. He smiles. But I'm glad we have it so we can stay connected and look out for each other. He nods, tucking the scale into a safe place. Thanks again, Trenton. You've given me a second chance at life, and I won't waste it. He smiles, feeling a sense of gratitude and friendship. I'm going to send you back home so your family doesn't get worried about you. Just remember to not startle them with the transformation, and if they ask why you can transform, do not make it sound like I did something bad to you. Finley nods, understanding. Got it. I'll be careful. I'll make sure to ease them into the whole transformation thing, and I'll come up with a good explanation for why I can't and why I can do it. He smiles. I'll make sure to leave you out of it. Don't worry. He laughs. I don't want to worry my family, and I definitely don't want you to get in trouble. He smiles, serious for a moment. Thanks again, Trenton. I owe you one. He nods and looks around. I think I'm ready to go home now. He looks at me, waiting for me to send him back. Yep, guys, we're finally getting to the end of this conversation. Next video will finally be done with what I did off camera.